Welcome to AGK's Vinyl Life. I'm your host, Anthony K, and today is Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. And on this week's episode, I'm going to be doing a artist spotlight. That's right, an artist spotlight. And if you haven't already guessed it, the spotlight is on Deep Purple today, and this is a Deep Purple Infinite Tour shirt from their Infinite Tour in 2017. And of course, I'm wearing a Joker hat, and of course the Joker is famous for wearing purple. So that's right, we're doing Deep Purple, but we're not doing classic Deep Purple. No. In the VC, we all see people showing a lot of the classic Deep Purple albums from the 70s. Nobody really shows the Deep Purple album, any Deep Purple albums from the 80s. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody show Perfect Strangers or any of the 80s Deep Purple albums, and certainly nobody ever shows the 90s and 2000s Deep Purple albums, and I don't think I've even seen anybody as of yet show any 2010 Deep Purple albums. Maybe one or two people, and maybe one album from the 2010s. So this week's episode is, I'm calling the first in my Artist Spotlight series, and this Artist Spotlight is on Deep Purple, and there will be an unboxing in this video. At the end of this video, I'm going to be doing a very special unboxing, also related to Deep Purple. So this video is not going to be focusing on the classic rocks. Of course, the single that started everything off for Deep Purple, that sort of put them on the charts, was Hush, from way back. And this is actually a double A-sided single, so it had Hush and Kentucky Woman from their first two albums. That would start them on the charting. And of course, then their monster albums of Deep Purple in rock and Machine Head, probably two of their most famous, and I think Deep Purple in rock is my favorite classic Deep Purple album. Well, we're not going to be talking about those. I just showed those quickly because we see those all the time. And this video is focusing on Deep Purple in the 2010s. That's right. I'm focusing on Deep Purple in the 2010s because they don't get enough love for their music of the 2010s. I think a lot of people wrote off Deep Purple in the 90s and 2000s and said they just can't make good music anymore. And they're sadly mistaken. And a lot of people just haven't even bothered trying their 2010s music because they're just like, Deep Purple, they were great in the 70s and a little bit in the 80s, but they're done. Don't know why they still make albums, which is a big mistake, because I think the current lineup of Deep Purple in the 2010s, which actually is formulated in the mid-2000s, but this lineup that's been running for the last 10 to 15 years is as good as their most famous lineup, which is, of course, Ritchie Blackmore on guitar, John Lord on keyboards, Ian Gillan on vocals, Ian Pace on drums, and Roger Glover on bass. That is the most famous lineup that produced, of course, Machine Head, Deep Purple in rock, Fireball, all the classics, Perfect Strangers, all the chart-topping albums and mega-selling albums were that particular mock, as they call it, of Deep Purple, that quintet of art musicians. But the lineup now hasn't changed a lot. We still have three of the original core members. Of course, the fabulous Ian Gillan on vocals, fabulous Ian Pace on drums, and the fabulous Roger Glover on bass guitar. And I'm sure they would have John Lord with them if he was still alive, but instead they've got Don Airey, an absolutely underrated, underappreciated, incredible keyboardist who's played with so many people on albums. And he is part of the band, and if you listen to this man play live, he is fantastic, and I would know because I've seen them live, and I've seen him live, and he is incredible. So they've got the best possible replacement they ever could have done for John Lord in Don Airey. And of course, Steve Morris is a first-class guitarist that is also underrated, and he completes the five. And I think this particular connotation of Deep Purple is just as strong as that powerhouse quintet from the early 70s. So I am focusing on 2010's Deep Purple, skipping all the stuff before that. We all know they had their, like I said, they cooled off in the mid-80s, and their 90s and 2000s material just wasn't going anywhere. It was, they were having a tough time as a band. They had little gems here and there over those years, but I think they've returned to fine form in the 2010s, and that's what I'm going to be showing today, and that's what I'm going to be unboxing today. So let's get started with it. So as I said, the current lineup is Ian Gillan, Ian Pace, Roger Glover, Steve Morse, and Don Airey. And what has brought them back to their, I think, their full strength, and I think the music of the 2010s, for those of you that wrote off Deep Purple a long time ago, you need to invest in their 2010s catalog, because I think it's the best work they have done since the early 2007, since the early 1970s. Absolutely, hands down. And the first album that, and I think the bigger the part of the biggest reason for that is because they brought on producer Bob Ezrin, one of my all-time favorite producers, who of course has produced 90% of Alice Cooper's albums, and that's why Alice to this day is still making great music, is because Bob Ezrin and Alice Cooper hand in hand working together on the albums. Bob Ezrin is fantastic, and he came on board with the first of the albums that he would do with Deep Purple in 2013, and that album was called Now What, which I unfortunately don't have on vinyl yet. I'm still trying to find myself a copy of that. When it came out, I bought it, the what was called Gold version, which had the album, some unreleased tracks, and some live recordings all squashed into one big thing, and I bought it on iTunes, Apple iTunes, a digital thing, and I have been looking for, a CD or vinyl of Now What ever since then, because it is a really spectacular album. Now What was definitely a very powerful return, spearheaded by Bob Ezrin. Now What was a great return. One day I'll be able to show that album on this channel, and I have no fear that I will finally source that album out on vinyl. But it did produce a monster of a single, and I think it's the best single that they released since Smoke on the Water. And that single is called Vincent Price, and this is a 7-inch, limited edition 7-inch of that single. And I have number, 114 out of 1,500 pressings of that single. And it was called Vincent Price from Now What. And this had an unreleased B-side on it entitled First Sign of Madness. So this is from that 2013 album, Now What, Vincent Price, the single, the big single, a fantastic song. And of course, with the Now What album would come the tour, which they would then spend the next year or so touring that album. And they released a pair of live albums called From the Setting Sun to the Rising Sun. So one was From the Setting Sun, and the second was To the Rising Sun. And they were basically filmed and recorded in two different places. It was the exact same tour, so the set list on both the live albums was very, very similar. I chose to buy the To the Rising Sun version of the album, which was filmed live in Tokyo, because one of their most famous albums that we all know is made in Japan, and the Tokyo, the Japanese audiences always were big, and the Chinese, the Asian audiences. So I chose to go with the To the Rising Sun version. The From the Setting Sun version was filmed and recorded in Wacken. So, and both the albums have very, very, very similar set lists. That's why I didn't buy both of them, because the set list on both these records is almost identical, other than I think one song or two songs. And this is a really, really spectacular live recording. I really like the performances on here. Are spectacular. Double 180-gram vinyl, and it was there to promote, of course, the Now What tour. So there's many songs from Now What on here. Après-Vous, Into the Fire, but then of course they did do all their classics: Hard Lovin' Man, Strange Kind of Woman, Vincent Price, as I mentioned, Contact Lost, which was from Now What, Uncommon Man, which was from Now What, the Well-Dressed Guitar, a guitar solo, the classic The Mule, drum solo, Above and Beyond from Now What, Lazy Hell to Pay from Now What, Don Airey's solo, Perfect Strangers, Space Truck and Smoke on the Water, Green Onions, Hush, and Black Knight. A spectacular live recording, though, you know, the set list from what I've seen on the Waken version, on the Complement, both the albums were released at the exact same time in 2014. Or actually, yeah, maybe even 2015. Yeah, 2015. They were recorded in 2014, in April of 2014, both the albums, but they were both released together in 2015 at the conclusion of the Now What tour. So, highly, highly recommend this one. I have listened to the other one, and like I said, it's very, very similar. I guess it's just, you know, if you're a completist, you'll buy them both. But if you want, I think the best of the two, I think this performance was a little bit better than the Awaken performance, in my opinion, and recording. So Deep Purple, To the Rising Sun in Tokyo, supporting the Now What tour. Then in 2017, let's fast forward now to 2017, and just before the release of their next studio album, they would release a compilation album. And this is a must-have, hard to find, but an absolute must-have. This is called A Fire in the Sky, Deep Purple, A Fire in the Sky. And we all know where that lyric is from, do we not? A Fire in the Sky. And this is a career-spanning collection. And this is a triple LP. Triple LP. Spanning the entire career of Deep Purple. And I like how they did this. I really, really do like how they did this. Of course, on 180 gram vinyl. And I really like, all nicely remastered. Nice purple purple inside the sleeves here. Nice little touch. And this basically they released right before their next studio album, to basically go back through their catalog. And the reason, like I said, that I like the way they put this together, because on these 6 sides of music, they went in reverse chronological order in the listings of the songs. So they started in 2013 with the Now What album and a couple of songs, and went right back to the beginning. And so the last song on the album is, of course, Hush. But you get from, of course, Now What, Hell to Pay, Vincent Price. Then from Rapture of the Deep in 2005, you get the title track. From Bananas in 2003, Sun Goes Down. From Abandon in 1998, Any Fool Know That. From Perpendicular in 96, Sometimes I Feel Like Screaming. The Battle Rages On from The Battle Rages On in 93. Bad Attitude from The House of the Blue Light in 87. Perfect Strangers title track from Perfect Strangers in 1984. Then You Keep Me Moving On, which came from Come Taste the Band. Soldier of Fortune from Stormbringer. Stormbringer from Stormbringer. Burn from Burn. Might Just Take Your Life from Burn. Woman from Tokyo from, of course, Who Do You Think We Are? Highway Star and Smoke on the Water from Machine Head. Demon's Eye, Fireball, and Strange Kind of Woman from Fireball. Speed King, which was from In Rock. Child in Time from In Rock. Black Knight, which was, of course, a single. Kentucky Woman from Book of Talisman. Ring That Neck from Book of Talisman. And Mandrake Root and Hush from Shades of Deep Purple. So a really great collection to backtrack you right from the 2010s to the 1960s. A really fine, probably the best compilation album ever done of Deep Purple. All nicely remastered. A real must-have for Deep Purple fans. Then, of course, in 2017 would come their second album, again with Mr. Bob Ezrin. And that was, of course, the Infinite album. Infinite. And this is a really, really great spin. I really like Infinite. They took what was good about Now What and improved on that, threw out what was bad about New What, and came up with a really, really great collection of material. Deep Purple Infinite. Does that kind of remind you of the Deep Purple in Rock cover? I think it does. This time in ice. Deep Purple Infinite, a really fine spin. And this particular version came with a DVD in it somewhere. Right there, a DVD, which was a DVD of the making of Infinite. And this was good. Then this is a 90-minute documentary called From Here to Infinite. And of course, this album, of course, featured Ian Gillan again, Roger Glover, Ian Pace, Don Airey, Steve Morris, and there was a special guest performers. Not only did Bob Ezrin produce this album, but he played on it, and so did Joe Satriani, guest starred on Deep Purple Infinite. A fabulous spin from 2017, and I was blessed to go see them here in Toronto in 2017, and that was a great concert, great tour. But Deep Purple Infinite, with Time for Bedlam, Hip Boots, All I Got Is You, One Night in Vegas, Get Me Out of Here, The Surprising, Johnny's Band, On Top of the World, Birds of Prey, and Roadhouse Blues. Deep Purple Infinite from 2017, a really great spin. And that would spawn in the fall of 2017, that tour, which was originally going to be their last tour, but I don't think Deep Purple is ever going to retire. They keep saying they're going to retire, and they go on tour saying, this is the final tour. And then they just go on tour again, and then they just make another album again. But that tour would spawn this album called Volume 1, the Infinite Live recordings, and that was, of course, recorded on that fantastic tour, the Infinite Live recordings, Volume 1. Where I was always wondering, what happened to Volume 2? And there's the inside, once again on 80-gram vinyl, and a really great recording. Really, really great recording. I really like this. Of course, I was at that concert, so the set list is spectacular. And this is a triple vinyl pressing as well. Triple vinyl, the complete concert, the Infinite Live recordings, and of course this one was recorded live at Hellfest 2017, and this had on it Time for Bedlam, which was of course from Infinite, Fireball, Bloodsucker, Strange Kind of Woman, Uncommon Man from Now What, The Surprising from Infinite, Lazy, Birds of Prey from Infinite, Hell to Pay from Now What, Keyboard Solo, Perfect Strangers, Baked Strucken, Smoke on the Water, Peter Gunn, Hush, and Black Knight. And of course, this live album was produced by Mr. Bob Ezrin as well. So Bob Ezrin getting together with Deep Purple in the 2010s has been the best thing for this band. And they have released, all those albums are absolutely spectacular. But then comes 2020, this year, and Whoosh! Brand new Deep Purple album, Whoosh! And why did I say Whoosh? Because the new album is titled Whoosh. And this, I just received on Friday, this past Friday, I just received this direct from Deep Purple in the UK. I received this big, heavy box directly from Deep Purple in the UK. I pre-opened it, but I haven't opened what's inside. So inside, as you can see, this came from Deep Purple themselves. Right, shipped, and this came to me in 3 days. From when I got the notice that this was being sent to me, and when I received it, it took 3 days from UK to Toronto, Canada. And inside here, we've got Deep Purple, their brand new album, Whoosh. And this is the deluxe box set. I am so thrilled to be opening this live on my video, the deluxe box set. And as you can see, there is a whole mess of things in here. A whole mess of things. Whoosh limited edition deluxe box set. Thank you for getting this to me, Deep Purple. 2 LP gatefold, CD plus DVD media book, 3 times colored 10-inch vinyls containing the Infinite Live Recordings Volume 2, exclusive to this box, exclusive Deep Purple t-shirt, 3 art prints, the Whoosh CD 2LP gatefold with a bonus track, bonus DVD with Roger Glover and Bob Ezrin in conversation, and Deep Purple live at Hellfest concert on DVD to watch. And then, of course, the Infinite Live Recordings Volume 2, which we will see in a minute. This is Whoosh, their brand new album released this last Friday. And let's crack it open. Let's crack this open. The old thumbnail rip that I've been doing for probably the last 50 years of my life. That's how you open records, folks. You don't need razor knives or scissors, any of that stuff. Just a good, solid thumbnail. And I'm going to keep that hype sticker, because I always keep my hype stickers and stick them on the outer protectors or whatever. So there we have it. I guess this is just attached somehow. Yeah, it's got a little attach. I'll take that off later. So here we are. We're going to open up this box set now. Very excited to see this. I have heard a couple. I haven't heard the whole album yet, but I have heard quite a few songs and seen the music videos, and I'm excited because I think, from everything I've been reading and hearing, that this is the 3rd production by Bob Ezrin. This is album number 3 produced by Bob Ezrin, and this is, from what I've been hearing, the best album of the 3, and probably their strongest album since Smoke on the Water's Machine Head. Probably getting the ratings as some of the best work they have ever done. Got the lid off, and here we have inside, starting off with the t-shirt. I'm excited to be wearing this, which you will probably see in a future video. There you are. Gorgeous shirt. Very exciting to be opening this live for you all. Thank you once again, Deep Purple, for getting this to me so fast. Then inside we've got here, this looks like this is the CD and DVD. And it's a CD, Act 1, and here we go. Let's go talk about the songs. Act 1, Throw My Bones, on CD, Act 1, Throw My Bones, Drop the Weapon, We're All the Same in the Dark, Nothing at All, No Need to Shout, Step by Step, and then Act 2, What, The Long Way Around, The Power of the Moon, Remission Possible, Man Alive, which I've heard and is fantastic, and The Address, and the bonus track, Dancing in My Sleep. And on the DVD, Roger Glover, Bob Ezrin conversation, filmed at the British Grove, London in November 2019. And Deep Purple live at Hellfest, the full live show. Man, I'm going to be watching that, you can better believe, really soon. There's the inside with the beautiful little booklet. Beautiful little booklet. And the purple CD. I like how they've done this media book, and the purple DVD. Region-free DVD, so you'll be able to play this anywhere in the world. It's Region 0. And there's the CD, DVD, media book. Next in this box, it looks like we have the 3 10-inch albums, which when you put them together, if I can do this somehow, when you put them together, actually make the full picture. I hope I did that right. I don't know, I'm not looking at it. It could be a big disaster. But when you put them together, make a picture. And these are the Infinite Live Recordings Volume 2, exclusive to this box. I am excited to hear this. Side A of Disc 1, we've got Highway Star and Pictures of Home. Side B, Bloodsucker and Strange Kind of Woman. And Don Airey's organ solo. And that was recorded in Rio in 2017. And then on the second album, we've got, that was on the first one, and that is on a beautiful purple vinyl. Then the second one features on side A, Lazy and Birds of Prey, and on side B, Don Airey's key solo and Perfect Stranger. Again, recorded in Rio. And that's on a translucent purple. The first was like kind of solid purple. This is on a translucent purple. And then the third disc is the Infinite Live Recordings Volume 2, side A, Space Truckin' and Smoke on the Water, and side B, Peter Gunn and Hush, of course, also from that Rio show. And that is on a beautiful clear vinyl. So a Rio show, fantastic. And then what else is in this fantastic box set? What's next in our little box of goodies here? Well, it looks like we have a really nice lithograph in here of the band. Beautiful lithograph. And that is followed by a nice frameable lithograph of the album cover, that's really nice. Nice frameable lithograph of the album cover. And another version, also frameable. So 3 beautiful lithographs. And at the bottom of the box, there we have it. If I can get it out. It's in there pretty tight. There we go. In the bottom of the box, the double gatefold vinyl pressing of Deep Purple's brand new album, Whoosh. There we have it. Whoosh. And I've already given you the track listings. But here are the inner liners. And the album themselves. Whoosh by Deep Purple, their brand new album. Ian Gillan, Ian Pace, Roger Glover, Steve Morse, and Don Airey. They are back better than ever. Check out their new album. You don't need this deluxe box set. I know that the only place you can, I'm pretty sure the only place you can get this deluxe box set is from the Deep Purple website. I don't think it's been released outside of there. Thank you, Deep Purple, for getting this to me in only 3 days. I look forward to spinning this. I really do. And I hope this will inspire some of you Deep Purple fans who lost interest in Deep Purple in the 2000s to come back and really check out the Deep Purple 2010's catalogs, because they have been back and better than ever for the last 10 years. And everything they've released, as far as I'm concerned, in the 2010s is spectacular. And I am so hyped to listen to this whole album and watch the concert that's in here as well. That's it. And this video that I did today is a little sample, a little clue, a little hint of the video the thread that I talked about in my last video, and contest thread thing that I talked about in my last video. This is another little hint as to my end of summer thread that I'll be releasing in a few more weeks. It'll be my end of summer thread and possibly contest. But what I've shown you here today is kind of the theme of my thread and contest. I'll be giving more details out at a later date. And the prize that you might be getting, if that thread does turn out to be a contest, could have something to do with a little day that's coming up in a couple of weeks called Record Store Day. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you check out the brand new Deep Purple. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of their brand new album, Whoosh. And I will see you all next time on my next weekly video, when I try to release these videos every Monday or Tuesday. So have a good week, everybody. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm really happy my subscribers are ticking up there slowly, but it's not about how many subscribers that you have. It's just that you know, people are watching and enjoying your videos, and from the comments and things I've seen, people seem to be really enjoying my videos, and thank you everybody for that. Don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you know when I'm posting my next video, and don't forget to come and see me on my Instagram, AGK_lifetime of vinyl, where I try to post a spin of the day every day. Don't always get there, but I try to put a spin of the day every day on there. And for all you VC members, check out the Vinyl Community Discord channel, where we sit and chat practically every day on that channel. So check out the Vinyl Community Discord channel. And thanks to Miranda Halter for setting that up. I'll leave a link to her channel in the comments down below, and maybe you can go to her channel and you can certainly join the Discord from there. And I will see you all next week. Take care, and, you know, rock on.